there's this narrative out there that WWE is using TNA. And I'm here to tell you that that is true. WWE is 100% using TNA. And one of the main reasons why they're using TNA is to, again, stifle AEW. Like, I don't even think anybody's denying that. The Hardy Boys straight up told Ariel Helwani that on the podcast, that it's like, yeah, that's why they're partnering with TNA. They want to stifle AEW. And I think that makes sense, right? They just like these, they got to fucking knock these guys down a peg, right? And AEW suffers for it, and TNA benefits for it, and then hopefully one day it all pays off for the wrestlers. We'll see. I don't know. Tony seems like he's got that fighting spirit when it comes to, like, he's not going to back down from these fucking guys. So we'll see. We'll see if, like, All Out, if he moves his time slot. I think he should have some balls and go head to head with WrestlePalooza. I think he should be like, fuck Brock and fuck John Cena. Let's just go. Let's go head to head and just see what happens. I think he should do it. Just to see, hey, look, he's bragged about all the money he's got. I just want to see him. I want to see him do it. I know for me, I personally would prioritize All Out, and then for WrestlePalooza, I'd probably only watch Cena and Brock. But that I just happen to prefer AEW's brand of wrestling versus WWE's. Some people disagree. Some people prefer WWE's, so they would watch WWE and probably check out All Out later. I know most of us in this chat aren't paying for All Out. We're going to, you know how we're going to watch it. You know how we're going to watch it. Pirates, right? So, either way, like, and I'm not paying $30 for WrestlePalooza either. So, a bunch of pirates in the chat tonight. I can see the piracy now. I could see all the pirates out there. We're all alike. So yeah, they're definitely using TNA. I don't think anybody's even denying that. But guess what else is true? TNA is 100% using WWE. This is a symbiotic relationship, right? This is not a parasitic relationship. TNA is not being abused in any way. TNA, and people are saying, oh, TNA is they're being cucked, right? Because they lost both their titles. Ash by Elegance has the Knockouts Championship, which we'll talk about in a minute. But they're being cuckolded and this and that. Maybe they are, when it comes to the on-screen storyline that they're doing right now with NXT getting the belts and all, and Trick Williams doing his thing, right? Maybe they are on television, but TNA doesn't give a fuck. They like it, right? And I've seen enough videos where some cucks like being cucks, right? And TNA is fine with it. They were fine being cucked by AEW back in the day because they felt like they were getting something good out of AEW too. I agree. I think that they were, right? The relationship ended poorly, but for a while there, like, TNA was getting decent visibility there. They don't mind it, right? They were happy that Kenny Omega came and won their title and was carrying it around, and didn't really give a shit about it, right? That's kind of what's been happening with WWE and TNA. Like, Joe Hendry goes on there, looks like a fucking goof against Randy Orton, gets beaten a minute, and then gets his ass whipped afterwards while holding the TNA title. WWE on their main show, kind of like they do WWE. I'll tell you one thing that WWE does that AEW doesn't do, that never did for TNA, is they're actually promoting TNA, right? They promoted TNA at SummerSlam, right? They promoted Bound for Glory at SummerSlam. They always are promoting TNA shows. When WWE talent is on a TNA show, WWE goes out of the way to promote the show, right? And so TNA is like, fucking beat our talent. We don't care. Just promote us, right? It's like they're happy with it. And then they see the crowds they got, and they're happy with it. So I'm like, I'm not going to be mad for them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't work there. I'm not a member of the roster, right? They like being cucked. Let them get cucked. Like, who cares, right? It's and they feel like it's beneficial to them. Some cucks like being cucked, right? And I just get the feeling that TNA is like, cuck us all you want, right? Just make sure that those houses are full, the pay-per-views are up, and help us get that TV deal. TNA is 100% using WWE right back. They're allowing their people to get beat. I get the feeling Mike Santana's winning that title back at Bound for Glory, by the way, and I think it's going to be one-on-one straight up, and it's just going to be a clean pin. That's my read on it. I think that's what's going to happen. I would be surprised. I would be surprised if that wasn't the case. But and that's going to be a big house too. So there's like let's go, right? WWE or TNA is absolutely using WWE because every meeting they go into for these TV deals, they're bringing that piece of paper, that contract that they signed with WWE, and they say, "Look, this is what we're bringing to the table. Not only do we have our brand, but we've got WWE backing." And then they're going to show a video reel of all the WWE stars that have been airing in crossover on TNA television. And most importantly, they're going to show AJ Styles' return at Slammiversary in front of 7,600 people screaming and going crazy. They probably had some TV execs in the building that night. TNA is also using WWE. They're using each other. That's called a partnership. It is a symbiotic relationship. At no point is anybody upset with what's going on. Both companies are happy. And for the most part, both fan bases are happy, unlike the one with AEW, because AEW did not want anything. Their fan base just didn't want anything to do with TNA. They just didn't want it. And TNA fans fucking hate AEW. It's like they resent the creation of AEW because when AEW got created, they signed all the fucking TNA talent and took the entire production staff. Right? Like we all knew, like that happened, right? So AEW TNA fans were like super salty about it. And then while they were partners, AEW was like signing up their talent. They signed up Deonna Purrazzo and Big Bill, right? Like it's a real thing. So that's why the two fan bases were not compatible. They don't like the same things. They were at odds, right? TNA did end up getting a little bit of money out of the deal with a couple of the pay-per-views and a couple of the a couple of the big ratings they got out of Kenny Omega, but that's all it was. So and it didn't really last long. This WWE partnership is an enduring partnership. They got it on paper. They're advertising the hell out of TNA, and ultimately at the end of the day, they're going to help TNA get a TV deal. I fully believe that's what's going to happen. That's definitely going to happen. So and if that happens, then I don't think anybody can say anything negative about the partnership other than like WWE is bad. They're an evil corporation and they're hurting AEW. And the only people that are going to say that are probably hardcore AEW fans because they're very protective over AEW. Very protective. And I get it. Look, TNA fans are protective over TNA. WWE fans are protective over WWE. I just don't care if people get their feelings hurt about this stuff. I just, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. All right. Looks like I got a couple more questions, man. Alter the Squirrel says, I don't kink shame. Yeah, it's like let them be, let the cucks be cucks, man. If they're happy, let them be happy.